Thank you very much. Welcome tonight for our spring concert here. That was from Come Sing and Be Joyful, Antonio Vivaldi. I wanted to give these guys a little bit of a challenge. This had a ton of Baroque music usually has lots of little flourishes and lots of 16th notes. And this one was particularly tricky with breathing. So this was a good challenge for these guys. We're going to go on to Music of Life. And this is actually a piece that we had 4 of our students were in the honors choir at Cleveland State in last November, and this was one of the pieces that they did there. So they helped teach this song to the rest of the group. Those were Izzy Santiago, Nassan Bruce, Desiree Gales, and Kaylee Sennell were all at that honors choir. Wonderful, wonderful accompaniment. This next piece is a duet with Desiree Gales and Amber Rice. She Used to Be Mine from The Waitress.
simple to say that most days I don't recognize me. At these shoes and this apron, that place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know I'm not anything like I used to be, although it's true I was never attention's sweet center. I still remember that girl. She's imperfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is hard on herself. She is broken and won't ask for help. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine. It's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person and makes you believe it's all true. And now I've got you. You're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite an ending or two. For the girl that I knew was reckless, just enough, who gets hurt, but who learns how to toughen up when she's bruised and gets used by a man who can't love. And then she'll get stuck and be scared of the life that's inside her, getting stronger each day, till it finally reminds her to fight just a little, to bring back the fire in her eyes that's been gone but used to be mine. It used to be mine. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine.
Got a little bit of moving of mics for this next piece. Longtime Traveler, it's a traditional folk tune, and we've got some contemporary dancers helping us out. Annabelle Jagir, Rebecca Fagiani, and Racy Paul. I'm going to move these mics a bit, and we'll get situated. final piece is a tradition that we always do, our For Good, which features our seniors, Kaylee and Izzy. It's a tough one, we always cry. We're having some technical difficulties.
It's sad that people come in
much, guys. Thank you so much for your support. And we're going to switch over to band. So my band folks, that away. Choir folks down those seats. And we will get the band up here in just a moment.
Do our 50-50 raffle. I want to thank everyone that came out tonight to support us.
band, high school concert band behind me. We're excited to have you here this evening. Spring Concert 2022. Really excited about this group. I get to end every single day with this group. And so it's just an awesome joy to, listen to the whole difference in bands from beginning to end. We start with 5th and 6th grade band at the beginning of the day, and 7th and 8th grade towards the end of the day, and then high school band right at the end of the day. And it's just great to be able to work with such an awesome group. We've done so many things this year. I was just talking about it backstage before we came out. We've done so many things, so many concerts and special events and jazz festivals and a musical and marching season, and we have more to come. Banquet coming up, Memorial Day, commencement. We have a ton of things that are still on the agenda, but it's just so important that they've definitely kept the course. And I'm really excited about some of the music that we have this evening. This first song is called The Vikings, as you can see in the program. And it was a high school that commissioned the composer to write this tune, and they wanted a march, but they didn't want just any kind of march. And so this composer put together what you're about to hear. I will say it is unusual. We have some piano and some solos, as you can see. And he put together a very unusual march. So when you hear it, all of the different pieces of a march are there. So you hear like this introductory thing, and then there's like a melody that's introduced, and then that's repeated. And then there's a section that we call trio, where it goes into a different key, and it sounds a little bit different. And then that takes us out to the very end, with all those themes kind of coming together. So all of that's there, believe it or not. Please enjoy the Vikings. Ooh, the Vikings. And I love where he got the name for that. He was like, what should I call this march? And then the name of the school mascot was the Vikings. And he's like, oh, perfect. And he just threw that in there. And I'm like, it does sound like Vikings. Like when I envision it, that's what I'm hearing. Man, do they sound good or what? For real, what? Wow. With so much going on with trips and performances and all these things, to put together music at the end of the year, and there's a lot to come, but it's just always impressive to me how flexible they are and how willing to work and the energy that we get out of the rehearsal. I just love working with this group. It's awesome. I'd like to recognize a few people before we move into our second tune. None of this is possible without the people working behind the scenes. Our Brooklyn Music Boosters are awesome. And I know that I've already talked to Gwen a few times this week on the phone, by email, and we've met in person a couple times. And Gwen Childers does a phenomenal job running our booster group, our music boosters, and I can't say enough about her because these kids are in uniform, these kids have all the alterations made, anybody that needed to be refitted for things before we went to Disney or before this concert was taken care of. All of our seniors have their boutonnieres that they sit on stage and can be recognized in that way. Just the little things that happen behind the scenes that sometimes we take for granted, but they do such a phenomenal job putting together all of this for the kids. I think that's the major priority here. So wherever Gwen is, if she can stand up and be recognized, Gwen Childers, give it up for Gwen. And I know that joining us also along with a few other people that we saw down in Florida, it was really cool to see so many people when we were marching down Main Street Disney. I know Gwen was there with her family, and so is our vice president of our music boosters, Kathy Lotus. She does an awesome job communicating with people, making sure that we have chaperones for things, making sure that Memorial Day, a week or so out, that's all taken care of, working behind the scenes tirelessly to make this whole thing, this machine, move forward. So wherever Kathy is, Kathy Lotus, our vice president, she can stand up. Thank you so much. And I know that not everybody has the opportunity, and if we could, if there were more people that had the opportunity to see what happens behind the scenes, it's really awesome. It's not like one of those things where, all right, I gotta go volunteer my time for my kid, and this and that, because there's a great fellowship between all the people. It's a great friendship. I think everybody has the same purpose in mind, the experience of our students, and that does not go unnoticed by them, for sure. And I know that instrumental, no pun intended, in making everything tick this year, from the drama club to the marching band, being the chaperone along the way, working behind the scenes during the musical. Our secretary not only writes down everything that I say, which is quite a bit, but she does a phenomenal job helping organize behind the scenes as well. So if Jill Sinal could please stand up and be recognized. There's Jill. I know there a few tears were shed. I can't see her up close right now, but I know that her daughter is a senior, and so this is quite meaningful for some of those parents this evening. So thank you so much, Jill. The guy that just must go, I have to tell a quick story. When we were in Florida, okay, we were going to do a pizza night. Sorry, Randy, I got to talk about this. And things weren't necessarily working out in our favor. We came back, kids are in the pool, the whole thing, we're having a good time, and we're waiting for the pizza. I don't think the kids really knew what was going on, but I know that Mr. Becker, myself, Mr. Black, Mrs. Sullivan, we're looking around like, man, what are we going to do? And Randy's like, I don't know what to do. He's on the phone. They hadn't delivered it. It was a nightmare. And all of a sudden, Randy disappeared. And I come to find out later on that this man had walked. He walked to, I won't say the name of the pizza place. He walked to the pizza place to pick up the pizzas. And then to take it even a step further, there are good people in the world. It's amazing. Because he was about to carry them back like 4 at a time. And instead, there was a woman that was at the pizza place that worked in Disney, recognized his band t-shirt, was like, your band played in Disney today. He's like, yeah. She was like, I worked there. Do you need a ride back to the hotel? And so she gave him a ride back to the hotel, brought all the pizzas back. The evening ended up working out. He looked at me and he said only a handful of words. He said, I never want to do that again. but we are blessed and so lucky that he did. So Randy Becky is our treasurer. If he could stand up and be recognized, give him a shout out for sure. Okay, I did recognize them in the program. If you didn't have the opportunity to come out and see our special event in April, our evening with our jazz band was featured on that evening along with our show choir groups. And it was just an awesome night. You get to sit on, if you haven't seen it, you gotta come out. You get to sit on stage with the band while they play. It's an awesome concert. But not too long after that, we had the Tri-C Jazz Festival at Westlake High School. And we had a number of our students. It was an awesome day. Our students get to work with professional jazz musicians, not only from the area, but people come in from all over. There was a guy that lived abroad. There was another guy, a couple guys from New York City, a gentleman from Los Angeles. A gentleman just happened to walk in at one point, and we had played a tune in the past that he wrote. And that was really cool. Like, this guy walked in, I'm like, that is the dude. He's like a Grammy Award-winning bass player. And so our students get to work with these people. It's phenomenal. And we had a number of students that were chosen to participate in the Tri-C Jazz Festival All-Star Jazz Camp this summer. And they got full scholarships to participate in this. And I can't say enough about the hard work that not only all the kids have put in jazz ensemble, but these kids specifically that were chosen to participate in this camp. They work tirelessly behind the scenes at home as well as in the band room. And so if they could stand up and be recognized, I'd like to recognize our Tri-C Jazz Festival All-Star group. And that is on the bass, Emma Tran. On the drums, Shreya Gales. We took 2 drummers and both got selected. So also on the drums, Coy Osterman. On the trumpet, Carson Artem. And also on the trumpet as a freshman, James Kane. Now, these students will have the opportunity to participate in camp in the summer, and I don't know if you've ever been downtown for the Tri-C Jazz Fest, but they basically close down Playoff Square, set up a huge stage, and live music plays all day, and some of our students will have the opportunity to participate in that. So let's give a round of applause for our Jazz All-Stars. All right, cool. We're going to continue on with our next selection, and there's a video on... first off, I'm a huge fan of the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? If you haven't seen that movie, there's a fantastic scene that they feature a song, Go Down to the River and Pray. And I was watching, on YouTube, I found this video. I think it's the Colorado State Choir, high school honors choir. And they're all in the hotel, and they come out on their balconies, and it's one of those hotels where everything opens into the center atrium, and you can look up and see every floor in this hotel. It's like 60 floors. And all these kids are on every tier of this hotel out on their balconies, and they sing this song a cappella. And I was like, there's got to be a concert band version of this, after my 100th time watching it. So if you ever have, it's awesome. Colorado State Honors Choir, and Down to the River and Pray. So this is the concert band version of that River of Hope. Please enjoy. Okay. Love that. I love conducting all these tunes too. The next one is like, just wait. All right, so a couple quick reminders and thank yous. Coming up, we have some important events. Like as I said, there are a few things that are left on our schedule for the year. First up, you can see in the program some important dates that are coming up, but most importantly, you should have received some communication from me. I sent home a letter by mail in January and then again in April. And if you did not get that, make sure that you reach out to me. You can reach out to me tonight. Come and see me after the concert. Email me, give me a call, and I'll make sure that you're getting on that mailing list. I'm going to send all that information home in an email as well. And it's also available on the website. So you can tune into the website, check that out. Everything is right there that you would need for everything for next year. The entire schedule, including this concert in 2023, is already out there. So please make sure that you check that out. It's really important. You know, we do have some things going on in the summer, and I do every effort that I possibly can to just let people know things ahead of time. So if you're missing some of that info, please reach out. Like I said, there was a letter that went home in January that talked about July. So just make sure you touch base with me. Coming up next week, probably one of our most important events of the year is our music department banquet. RSVPs were due like last week. And it starts at 6 o'clock p.m. We're kind of getting back to business as usual. We're going to be in the cafeteria. There's going to be food. If you did not have the opportunity to RSVP, or if you didn't want to come to eat at 6, you can please join us at 7 when we start going through the awards and recognizing the students for their accomplishments throughout the year. So again, if you missed the RSVP or you don't want to come for dinner, that's fine. Come around 7 o'clock. We have plenty of room. Actually, we don't have a ton of room, but that means don't have your family reunion at this event. So bring a few people, but we definitely recognize every student that has done anything all year in our music department. That includes all of the drama, all of the marching band, the concert band. That includes all of the show choir, all the show choirs, the chorale, all of those special things, cast, pit, crew, all of that. Make sure that you get to the banquet. It's an awesome evening, and we're really excited about getting back to business as usual. Also coming up, we have our Memorial Day Parade, and I know that we've done some ceremonies with the school involved for Memorial Day, but it's been a few years since we've done the actual Memorial Day Parade. That's on Monday, May 30th. Report time for the kids is 10 a.m. And we're going to step off with the city from here at the school at 11 o'clock. We go down Biddulph to Ridge, Ridge to Memphis, Memphis to City Hall. We do a ceremony at City Hall that includes the national anthem and taps. And then buses will provide transportation for our students so that they don't have to walk back, or you don't have to figure out how to pick them up, because it's a pretty busy day and hard to get to City Hall on that day. We have bus transportation bringing them back to the school. So usually between 12:30 and 1 o'clock is when we kind of tie up everything. Uniforms get turned in and all that kind of stuff, and they're ready to go for the day. So that is coming up. I know if I've been sending out reminds, that's on the schedule, those kinds of things. Very important event. And then our commencement ceremony is on Saturday, June the 4th at 7 o'clock p.m. at the stadium. And there will be more details as far as when kids are to arrive for that, because we are the commencement band. We are the graduation band, so we play for commencement for our graduating seniors. And I know that information has been going out frequently from Mr. Hare from the district, and you'll see a report time coming out from me as well. Our seniors are going to be turning in their uniforms this evening, and everyone else turns their uniform in at the graduation ceremony on June 4th. And that basically wraps up the year for us. I know we go straight to the end. I do want to recognize some special individuals this evening. And as I know that when they take the stage, it's kind of saying like, hey, this is the last time you're going to do this. It's in this capacity. You might be somewhere else playing music, and hopefully when you are, that you'll think back fondly of your years in Brooklyn. I know that with this senior class, I'm definitely fond of the years that they spent here. We've been through some crazy times, but I felt like this group anchored it in and said, we're going to keep going with things. And I think we've done that really, really well in our music department these last couple of years. I'm actually going to have our seniors come up and stand in the front here. So parents, if you want to have the opportunity to take a picture while they're on stage under the beautiful lights, as I call their name, go ahead and bring your horn up too. and stand right in front. We have them listed as well. On the euphonium, Mike Chingari. Come on up, Mike. On the trumpet, Evan Chung. On the alto saxophone, Zach Dyson. On the tenor saxophone, Joey Etheridge. On clarinet, Kyle Lasco. On percussion, Coy Osterbeck. You know, being a band director is a much different animal than I feel like a lot of other classes. I've had these kids since they were in 5th grade and probably knew about them before they were. You know, and working closely with the faculty, you know, Mr. Keller and I have been here for a long time together. And, you know, you already hear about the good musicians coming up in 4th grade when they're playing recorders and stuff. And so these guys are no different. So it's always, they get to say goodbye once and we keep doing it year after year after year. And there's never a good way to do it. You know, it's always rough. I'm so proud of them because I know that in their tenure, they had some difficult things to get through, and they got through it. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of how they sound, the time that they put in, the sacrifices that they've made, the contributions they've made, and I'll never forget them. Give it up for the class of 22. We get pictures? We got some photos? All right, get them quick. This is the Christmas card next year. Happy holidays from the seniors. I will. I'll get in a second. I will. All right, here we go.
I hope y'all know that you are not centered
We're not centered? Scooch down. Okay. All right, one more. Here we go. It's like Oberlin. We got this thing here. All right, here. One more round of applause, class of 22. All right, we're going to, before we conclude, I know that I get up here and talk, but there's always a lot of people to thank. And our boys baseball team made the 2nd round of sectionals, and they're 2 hours away playing a baseball game, and some of them are in our percussion section. And we are so lucky and blessed that yesterday, it literally was yesterday, I was like, Mr. Keller, do you think you could cover some of the percussion stuff at the concert? And he's like, man, I haven't played timpani in a minute. 1994, Mr. Keller last played timpani. So, hey, he's covering for some of these guys that weren't able to be here. God bless them. I mean, they're in the sectional tournament. That's awesome. And it's awesome that we have somebody that can fill in. Mr. Keller's in the back. I didn't know if you noticed. He's actually serving a purpose back there. Give it up for Mr. Keller. He's playing timpani tonight. And I know I've said this before, but man, when you come in and all this stuff is set up with microphones, I mean, you don't just snap your fingers. There's a lot of use that goes on in this auditorium, and we're taking things down and setting it up, taking it down, setting it up. And for us to have the YouTube channel presence that we have is awesome. And I know that, you know, we got GoPro videos and 360 cameras, and we have all our concerts on there. It is an awesome thing what Mr. Black does to put all this together. And it's no easy task. You know, he's running back and forth all over the place making this happen. But if he didn't do it, it wouldn't happen, and that means it'd be less of an experience for kids. You know, he's not doing this because, you know, it makes him feel great about it. It makes him feel great about the fact that he adds an experience to our students. So give it up for Mr. Black in the balcony tonight. All right. Our final tune this evening is a fan favorite. And I'm a big fan of this one, and it basically is the joy that I feel in this year, and the energy that we brought to this year, bringing back the energy this year, and it just moves. Please enjoy a symphonic celebration. That's what you call an exclamation point. Give it up for all of our young musicians tonight. Chorale, concert band. Thank you so much for coming out this evening. Thank you for supporting these kids. Thank you so much to our administration for coming out this evening to check out the show. We really appreciate it, everyone, and we will see you next week at the banquet. Have a great evening. Drive safe. We'll see you next time. Take care.